Meanwhile, quick update on a corporate spokesperson Dylan Mulvaney, who's single-handedly taken down the Bud Light brand. So here's Dylan Mulvaney cosplaying as a woman while just apparently being a straight dude.
So I recently told my parents that I may be a little bit romantically interested in women. And that was a big shock for them, considering the past 10 years of coming out as gay, then queer, then non-binary, then trans. And I think it was just a bit of a shock. So I tell my dad and he goes, well, I would love to see you get a woman pregnant. And I said, oh, no. She would be getting me pregnant. And then he said, what, do you have a vagina now? And I said, never say never. And then I tell my mom and she goes, I would just love to see you own property one day. And in California, that's sort of, you know, a parent's dream. It's not having kids or getting married. It's are you able to own a house?
Bro, these people are the biggest Dylan Mulvaney fans, dude. I don't want to know anything about Dylan Mulvaney. I do not care about Dylan Mulvaney. I wish her well. I want her to live her fucking life. And all the people that, like, you know, are like, oh, Slay Queen, you're great, whatever. That's awesome. It's just not for me. Here's what a normal person does when they see a TikTok like this. They go, great, I'm happy for her. Not for me. Move on. Okay? But Ben is literally like, he's got like interns going, what has Dylan Mulvaney done today? Send him to me right now. I need to make sure that I know every single thing Dylan Mulvaney is doing. Why are you so hyper fixated on one random trans influencer, man? The fuck is wrong with you? You got the noties on. You have the notifications on. Someone in the chat said this video is like 5 months old. She literally has a different face now. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's even worse. Like, it's insane, bro. You're fucking obsessed. Get a job, dude. Get a fucking job.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Wow. That is the ideal, is to have a fake vagina and pretend that this can get you pregnant in some way by a woman. This person does not understand basic biology.
Oh, every part of like the commentary space now, this includes like leftist commentary as well, is literally looking at people attempting to joke or actually pulling off a joke and then being incredibly uncharitable and like super fucking A-coded about like other people joking. When Dylan Mulvaney says like, oh, I'm gonna be the one who's impregnated, like, that's a fucking joke, dog. You think she doesn't know that she can't get pregnant? Like, what's wrong with you? Why is this like 90% of commentary now is just like, well, my interlocutor is incapable of being humorous, so I'm just going to take any fucking joke that they made and act like it's actually completely serious. It's just like, who cares, man? Who cares? It's so mathematically uncharitable. It's so deliberately done. And everybody does it. And I fucking hate it. I'm sure I've done it. It's so fucking annoying.
I'm so what? And then I love that this ends with Dylan Mulvaney being like, my parents' dream for me is to own property. Yeah, I'm sure that was, when you were growing up, I'm sure that was your parents' dream. For you to be this, but with like a small house in the San Fernando Valley. Alrighty, in just 1 second.
It's just like Ben getting mad at random trans people. That's like their political commentary now.
The LA Dodgers recently got themselves into hot water. The only way to explain what they are doing is to understand that they do not feel bound by their own customer base. The LA Dodger customer base is heavily Hispanic and heavily Catholic. And yet they decided to slap Catholics in the face by hosting an LGBTQI plus minus divided by sign Pride Night featuring the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, an anti-Catholic hate group that is designed in order to mock Catholics with perverse displays. And then they backed off of it. And then when they were clubbed from the other side, when they were clubbed by the left, they decided to go back and do it again. Now you have certain members of the team who have decided to speak out. And this takes actual courage, as we'll see in a moment. So one of those people is a pitcher named Trevor Williams. He is a right-handed pitcher for the Washington Nationals. And he wrote, quote, as a devout Catholic, I'm deeply troubled by the Dodgers' decision to reinvite and honor the group.
This is great. I was literally going to talk about this anyway. I'm glad that Ben is covering it. Courage. Courage is when you're like, oh, man, bull cop Bud Light, brother. How courageous, how bold.
The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence at their Pride Night this year. A Major League Baseball game is a place where people from all walks of life should feel welcomed, something I greatly respect and support. This is the purpose.
Except they're making a mockery of my religion. It's like Ben literally said two things here that I find really funny. One, he said that the Los Angeles Dodgers have a devoutly Catholic fan base, okay? Which is a hilarious take. Is Los Angeles inside of the boundaries of godless California, where every single person is fornicating and they're absolutely and unimaginably away from God? Or is it a nation state in and of itself with supremely devout Catholic Latino Dodgers fans? It's closer to the first argument is closer to the reality here in Los Angeles, okay? Obviously, for idiots like Ben Shapiro, who are trying to cut propaganda, they switch between the two. In LA, especially though, even the fucking churches are gay, dog. Once again, remember, it's Los Angeles. Now, the second part of this that I find really funny is that this guy is being celebrated as this like brave and bold, courageous guy. This is a courageous act. There is nothing courageous about shitting your diapers when you see like a troupe, like a musical troupe, when you see a group of people that are doing like theater. It's so fucking heroic, man. That's awesome. I'm so heroic when I see nuns dancing around and I lose my shit and I piss my fucking pants. That's what heroism is, you know? That's what they were doing on D-Day. Our brave and beautiful veterans in World War II. What were they doing? They were storming the beaches of Normandy? No, they were sending concerned emails.
This is the purpose of different theme nights hosted by the organization, including Pride Night, to invite and honor a group that makes a blatant...
Yeah, this is some snowflake shit, man. Bennett's point is literally our political adversaries are successfully using our own strat against us. Hold this L, loser. Yeah. Dude, if you're so fucking courageous, you wouldn't shit your diapers at the first sign of like a queer nun.
To invite and honor a group that makes a blatant and deeply offensive mockery of my religion and the religion of over 4 million people in LA County alone undermines the values of respect and inclusivity that should be upheld by any organization. Creating an environment in which one group feels celebrated and honored at the expense of another is counterproductive and wrong. It is a clear violation of the Dodgers' discrimination policy, which explicitly states that any conduct or attire at the ballpark that is deemed to be indecent or prejudiced against any particular group or religion is not tolerated. It seems that the Dodgers have made an exception in this case, doubling down that this group, which grossly disrespects and openly mocks many of the traditions and beliefs Catholics hold most dear, should be celebrated. I believe it's essential for the Dodgers to reconsider their association with this group and strive to create an inclusive environment that does not, to me...
There's nothing more annoying than being the fucking traveling pitcher that, like, tells the city what they can and can't do. Like, imagine losing your shit at this, dude. Look at this. The team was under fire for rescinding its invitation to the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. It had said the group might fracture the Knights' spirit of unity. On May 17th, after Senator Marco Rubio of Florida decried the group's inclusion, the Dodgers rescinded its invitation. What are you doing? What are you doing? We're gonna listen to some dumb fucking Florida? Who gives a shit? Stay in fucking Florida, little Marco. Why do you give a shit about what's going on in Los Angeles?
Mean or disrespect the religious beliefs of any fan or employee. I also encourage my fellow Catholics to reconsider their support of an organization that allows this type of mockery of its fans to occur. But then, there's the story of Anthony Bass. So he's a pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. He shared a post on his social media in which he encouraged...
Bro, I don't. Like, who cares, man? Who cares? Nobody cares. This is another story that I was going to cover, though. It's pretty funny. This guy had to, like, do a press statement apologizing.
Encourage the boycott of Target and Bud Light.
Again, demonstrates the courage. Bro, he's so courageous. Because conservative movements largely revolve around bike signaling, as I've told you, it's like basically saying being an overall unpleasant and intolerant person and like openly stating that you are intolerant and unpleasant is actually bravery. You're exhibiting bravery when you do that. Okay? You're demonstrating bravery when you fucking tell people that you just refuse to shower. You're stinky, you know? Thank you. Thank God. Thank God for these people that are just like fucking crying about the existence of gay people.
He shared a video calling on Christians to stop patronizing those companies. The original video said, quote, "Here's the reason biblically why I believe Christians have got to be boycotting Target, Bud Light, and any other corporation that's pushing the things they're pushing. This is evil. This is demonic. We won't stand for it. We're not going to go to the stores anymore. We're not going to give them any of our money." Bass was then forced, presumably by the Toronto Blue Jays organization, to apologize for his own religious convictions. Here we go.
I recognized yesterday.
No, man. It's not an apology for your religious convictions. It's an apology for using your religious convictions to be bigoted towards an entire group of people. That's it. Why can't you make this, like, how many other fucking Christians exist on the roster? I'm sure the majority of the Toronto Blue Jays are fucking Christian, okay? The difference is they're not trying to weaponize their Christianity to chirp about gay people. That's it. And this would never work for any other reason. Like, ironically, when Muslims do this, Ben is the first to be like, look how barbaric these Muslims are. At a certain point, you have to recognize that, like, it's just fundamentalist people that Ben likes versus fundamentalist people that Ben doesn't like. He has no fucking convictions.
I made a post that was hurtful to the Pride community, which includes friends of mine and close.
Is it bigotry or for calling for a boycott of the current / potential advertiser? It's why they're calling for a boycott. He's calling for a boycott because Bud Light worked with a trans person one fucking time and everybody got mad about it. And Target is selling rainbow merchandise. Okay? That's it. That's the reason why people are like, yeah, that's fucking stupid. Shut the fuck up. You're a bigoted piece of shit.
Those family members of mine, and I am truly sorry for that.
I do love this, by the way. I do love this. See, this was the video he reposted if you want to watch it. So this is the video he reposted, and that's why he was under
Biblically,
fire.
why I believe Christians ought to be boycotting Target, Bud Light, and any other corporation that's pushing the things they're pushing. I think a lot of people make this into a political issue, or they say, oh, what's the big deal? If, is it really going to make that big of a difference if I'm shopping there or not shopping there?
I'm here to tell you, biblically, you got to stop shopping at Target.
Here's what the Bible says. It tells us what to do as Christians in Ephesians chapter 5. It says this.
It says, do not shop at a place where they're selling a binky with the rainbow color, because that shit is gay. That's what the Bible says, I think, because I don't know how to read. If I knew how to read, I could tell you what it actually said, but I don't know, and neither do you, so you can't fact check me.
Take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them, for it is shameful to even talk of the things that they do in secret. So what does that mean to take no part? Well, what's Target do? It's a business. They make money. They sell things. And to take part in that is to take part in that God of Mammon that they're serving, and to take part in the darkness that they're purveying and getting out to the world and shoving into children's.
Bro, I'm sorry. I know this is controversial because there's still plenty of people who are mad at me over the Hogwarts Legacy shit, but like, it hasn't even been like 2 months since the Hogwarts Legacy shit happened. And every single one of these conservatives, maybe not this guy, but Ben Shapiro and every single other conservative was like laughing about how silly this Hogwarts Legacy boycott was. And now they're doing the same thing.
Faces, and to take part in that is to give them your money. And I believe the Bible gives us radical precedent to say, no, we are running from that. And to instead expose those things, to shout it to all the people that have ears to hear that this is evil, this is demonic, we won't.
They're doing it online. They don't actually give a shit if they live near a Target and they need to buy toilet paper. They're going to Target. Yeah, of course.
Stand for it. We're not going to go to the stores anymore, and we're not going to give them our money. We're going to let our voice be heard so that people can see the light and so that people can be pulled out of the dark. Here's the reason biblically why I believe.
This is so funny. This guy, Scott says, classic example of pulling a verse right out of its context and using it to push your own agenda. Paul is speaking to the church about ridding itself of sexual impurity. I think we've seen plenty of sexual immorality within the church exposed in recent years. How about we work on that first? We won't. We won't, though, because that takes hard work. It's much easier to get up in arms about issues like this just so we can feel a little bit better about ourselves. God damn. This I suspect is like a Christian guy who is, who's like a Christian liberal. Love those guys. Okay? You know what also? You know what I also love, dude? I love I want to sick the r/atheists on these fucking weirdos. Okay? r/atheists, this is your moment. This is your opportunity. You are some of the most unhinged, annoying people online. This is fresh meat for you. You will be seen as heroes. Debate these motherfuckers. You know every Christian verse. You know every Bible verse. Okay? This is your call to arms. r/atheist Andes.